Kay Coles-James joins us. She is the president of the Heritage Foundation. Welcome to the Rush Limbaugh Show.
Well, thank you, Todd, and thank you for having me. And first off the bat, let me add my voice to the millions of America who are praying for Rush's health and safety and who count him as a true American treasure.
Well, thank you. And I know Rush will be thankful for that. And I'll tell you, there's personalities of people who beat stuff like this, and that man beats stuff like this. That man has beaten everything that's been thrown his way. So we look forward to many more years.
I happen to be one of those people who absolutely has the audacity to believe in prayer.
How did that come about? How did you grow to believe in prayer or to know that prayer works? Then we'll get to the news of the day.
Well, I am an absolutely optimistic person. For those who know my story, came out of the public housing projects, and with all that this phenomenal country has to offer, was able to achieve some measure of success, and along the way had people who came beside me, mentored me, and came to understand my position of who I am in Christ. So, it's hard for me to be anything but forward-thinking, optimistic, and believing in the hope that all of what America has to offer.
And I hear this, Kay Coles-James, and then I'm reminded of something. I was just set askew. I heard Tucker Carlson on Fox basically accuse you of saying that America is irrevocably racist, and nothing you just said fit with that. What was that about? That was very strange.
It was very strange to me, because if you look with a critical point of eyes at what I said and what I wrote and what my entire life has been about, I was saying the mirror opposite of that. While we can acknowledge that there are problems in our country, we can also acknowledge that our founders gave us great documents and founding principles to fix anything that comes up. America is the greatest country on the planet. The hope and opportunity that it affords all of us is phenomenal. But, to recognize, and I hope that we as conservatives can do this, and this was my message, by the way, we can acknowledge that there are problems to be fixed without saying that we hate America or that America is racist. I have never and would never say that America is a racist nation. And I think it's time for those kinds of divisions to be put aside. And I would ask everyone to join me in gratitude for our founders and the privilege that we have of being Americans, and the fact that we can acknowledge where there are problems and work together to fix them. I am an optimistic, forward-looking person. I don't know how else to do it.
Kay Coles-James is with us, president of the Heritage Foundation, and many things beyond that. Also helping African-American youth in entrepreneurial studies and pursuits at the Gloucester Institute. We'll talk about that. Kay, I want to ask you this question. That I have this observation that Democrats have presented themselves as the free cake party. Hey, everybody, here's free cake.
Sure.
And Republicans are seen as nope, you can't have the cake. So they're constantly producing product, the Democrats, and pretending it's free. And Republicans are sort of sometimes on their heels saying, yeah, maybe not. What do Republicans need to do specifically with African American people to explain this equal playing field that we want and this non-encumbrance and responsible government? What do we need to do?
Well, first of all, one of the things that our president has done and done so well, and the reason he is extraordinarily successful, is because he has acknowledged the forgotten man. He has acknowledged that many in this country, cater to the wealth and elites, and he is looking at those hardworking people in middle America. And I contend that what has happened to minority communities and poor communities is that they are forgotten as well. And they're not forgotten in the sense that the Democrats aren't paying attention, but because they are. But they have been using minority communities as a pawn and as a voting bloc to cater to in order to win elections. That's just my opinion. And quite frankly, I believe that one of the reasons that we as conservatives have to step forward and speak into this moment is because everything that those peaceful protesters, not those folks that are out there tearing down our country and destroying businesses and livelihoods, that's a whole other category, what movements like Antifa are doing. But for people who genuinely want harmony and want racial reconciliation, for those folks, we have a message. And that message is everything that they desire, we as conservatives have policy solutions for. They say they want health care for the poor. Well, we know what healthcare system really works and how to produce that. They say they want educational equality and to close the education gap. We know that the Democrats have, and liberals have produced failure factories, and we know how to build great schools. They say they want human flourishing and to lift people out of poverty. We can show with data and research and analysis how to do that. And so I think that there is a tremendous opportunity for those of us who are conservative to speak into this moment. We can acknowledge the inequities that some people feel. We can acknowledge some of the mistakes that we've made in the past, but we don't have to be apologetic about who we are as a nation. America is the greatest nation on the planet. We have solutions. We know how to fix this stuff, and there's no place else on the planet that has that kind of hope and opportunity.
Kay, I'm going to ask you to hold on, because I want to ask you a question about the coronavirus recovery process. I know you're on the President's Committee for that. Kay Coles-James is with us, Heritage Foundation president on the Rush Limbaugh program.